Hi, I'm Tim Bartz, Internet Sales Manager here at McArthur Ford in Salina, Kansas, your source for Ford news update and information, including your Bronco and Bronco Sport information on a Wednesday for Built Wild Wednesday. So hope you guys are enjoying these series videos. And what I'm going to start doing is at the beginning of these videos, I'm going to go over any news updates that I have for the Bronco. And I want to start also giving you scheduling information. So if you have a Bronco Sport on order, I do cover that in a separate video on Tuesday. You can always watch it there, but I'll also go ahead and throw in the Bronco and Bronco Sports stuff and information in the built and our Wednesday videos. So, and I'll timestamp that so you can feel free to move past that if you want, just to get the topic. I am looking forward to talking about tops, specifically hardtops on the Bronco, and some of the benefits and pros and cons on which hardtop you might choose for your Bronco. And so we're going to go outside and we're going to cover some of those, because now we do have some painted hardtops outside. They're the black painted hardtops, but same principle applies to a body colored painted, as well as we have some molded in hardtops too. So we're going to talk about that. And as we talk about our scheduling information later, you'll know that too. But first, let's get into the news. So this week, the only news update I have is that Ford did release out that they have a special going on right now. And I don't know if it's a special going on or if this is what the price is going to be from here on out. But when you purchase a Bronco Sport, you get a free registration to Bronco Off-Rodeo. As you know, we're also doing, if you buy it from us, paying for your way to get there as well, up to $1,000 of your travel expenses. And we're talking flights, hotel, if you're going to drive instead of fly, your gas, that kind of thing. So we want to take care of some of those expenses. We're not really probably doing food, but anything outside of that, we can reimburse you back for and give us receipts up to $1,000. And we're doing that up to a year after you purchase. So don't feel like you need to do it right away. Register right away. Take your time, figure out what's the best time. If you want to work it around some vacation time in this summer, that's fine. But that is something we're throwing out there. So don't forget about that special. But Ford also wants to do is help out, because they know most people want to go with a guest. They want to take a spouse. They want to take a friend, maybe a father, maybe a son, like I did. That's always a great experience to experience this with somebody else. And so they are helping with that, because it had been like about $500 for a driver and like $400 for a passenger. Now it's $195, whether you're a driver or a passenger. It's $195 now. So that is incredible. And I am hearing that if you contact Bronco Off-Rodeo and you're already registered and you're like, I paid the more expensive price, you can call them and connect with them. You can cancel your reservation and re-sign up at the lower price, from what I understand. There might be a fee incurred there, which I think they should waive, but that's not my call. And that is not actually something that Jackson Dawson actually owns Bronco Off-Rodeo, and it's not Ford. So just so you know, that's kind of their principle, and it's on them. But there you go. That's a pretty good deal. But so that's the news that I have for this week on that. And pretty excited about that. That's a great way to get to Bronco Off-Rodeo and enjoy it with a friend for only $200 cost if you get a vehicle from us. Anyway, also want to cover some of the scheduling information. So let me pull this up, because I actually had it in front of me. Okay, first let's talk about the Bronco Sport scheduling information. So, and when we talk about scheduling information, that is if you have an order placed and it hasn't been scheduled for production date, then this is information that might be important to you. And this is what's happening for scheduling of orders for just this week. So since information for this week only for the scheduling date of January 23rd. Here's what's going on with the Bronco Sport. So order banks are open up right now, and they are scheduling for March production dates this week. And that's say main commitment. So basically your dealer needs an allocation to get your order scheduled first, but then main commitment means that they want to schedule retails if you have a retail. But if you don't have a retail order and the dealer has an allocation, then they'll probably schedule that with a stock order. So definitely, retails are always looked at first, so it's a lower priority. So here's some other notes. They are asking dealers to put in some big bin orders with that Black Diamond off-road package. So they can make more of those. They just don't have enough orders. So they're looking for orders for that package. And it's a pretty cool package. If you've watched, I think episode 2, we talked about that package. And then very limited exhaustive availability, which means that not that it won't happen, but it's going to be difficult to get these, because they probably already scheduled out most of the production for the month of March for this. But the 17-inch gray wheel that's on the standard on the big bin, as well as the tire that's standard on the big bin, is very limited to exhaust availability, which is another reason why, if you want to go with the black appearance package or that Black Diamond off-road package, that would help you get your scheduled. So, and then no talk about the Outer Banks or the Badlands. So just getting to know that. And we are to job 2. So that means your Sasquatch package can get scheduled as well for that. So there you go. Now, talking about Bronco information for 25 model year, the order banks are open up, as you know, and they are scheduling this week for those March production dates. And again, main commitment, just like in the Bronco Sport, that they're going to try to schedule retails if you have retail orders in your system, or stock if you don't. And again, a dealer needs an allocation to schedule your order. So if you have an order in there, but they don't have allocations, right, that's not going to happen. But so the dealer needs an allocation. They get those allocations not based on their orders they put in, but based on how well they sell that particular model. So, all right, here's some notes that they have. Just again, this is just for this week, for the 23rd scheduling of orders. And if you have a scheduled order already, disregard any of this. You're already good to go. These are for people that have an unscheduled order that hasn't been scheduled for production date. So they are needing some orders for the Outer Banks with the 2.3 liter engine and the molded in color hardtop or the soft top. That's how we're going to talk about tops in just a second. So they're needing some orders for that. So if you're out there wanting an Outer Banks 2.3 with the molded in color hardtop, there you go, or soft top. Good to go. Very limited to exhaust availability for the Outer Banks with the hard top painted, and that's option 43U, which I believe is the body colored painted. And if I'm wrong, I'll correct it and put it on the screen right there. And also very limited exhaust availability for the Sasquatch package. So meaning, because I had people asked me already in that video yesterday, so are you saying if I have Sasquatch, I won't get scheduled? I said, well, it's a very likeliness that you won't get scheduled. So first of all, of course, your dealer needs an allocation, but they will schedule some Sasquatch, but they know they have very limited availability because they probably scheduled most of them last week for the Sasquatch packages. So they scheduled most of what they could for the availability. So they probably have a few that they can schedule, but a very limited number, right? That's what that means by very limited to exhausted availability. So some availability, but not. So you might have a couple that do get scheduled. So just so you know that. So there's our scheduling information for this week. So let's jump outside and let's go ahead and take a look at. We're going to actually walk down our Bronco and Bronco Sport row, and we're going to also look at we're got 2 topics. So not every week I'm going to cover a Bronco Sport and Bronco information. This week I am, because we're going to talk about some people that want to retrofit their 2024 earlier Bronco Sport with the new bumper from the 25 because they like it. So we'll talk about some things to consider if you're wanting to try to do that. And then we'll talk about the hard tops and the difference between those. And we'll take a look on the outside as well as the inside of these tops and get close up and personal on the black painted hard top and the molded in gray hard top as well for the Bronco. So let's go on outside and do that. All right, everybody, here we are. We're down. This is the Bronco row. I'm going to show you here in just a second. And we got 24s and 25 Bronco Sports. We're going to kind of look at those and compare those, as well as the Broncos down there. Talk about hard tops. Let me turn this around. All right, so for us, we do have a couple 24s. We have them severely discounted. Very good deals. I know some of that rebates that we have does include if you're a Jeep owner and Conquest and all that, but I'm kind of showing you that. So we do have a variety. So I have a Big Bend, you can see here, and you can see the grill. I even talked about this last night. I really like what they've done for 25 because I really do not like this grill right here for the Big Bend, and they really did a good job of updating that. We also have a Heritage Edition here in that Robin's Egg blue, and we got a couple Badlands down there as well. So, and then here you'll see also, and then also this Badlands right here as well in blue, which is really nice because we can compare this 24 versus the 25 right here, and you can see with at this angle here that bumper. So even though this does have the steel plate on the front, you will see based on this black appearance package one that it still goes up and it's positioned about the same. All right, it has a steel plate on it right there on the front. So we'll compare that versus this, and as you can see on this, it is much more aggressive over here look, and I really do like the look of the of that bumper, and a lot of the current 22, 23, 24 Bronco Sport owners, they like the look of this new bumper as well, and a lot of them have looked into getting the part numbers and switching those out from the 24 to the 25. And do keep in mind on that, your fog lights are in a different location. Like here, you can look at this is a Badlands and everything, and I guess if you don't have a fog light, like a Big Bend down there doesn't have a fog light, then you wouldn't probably need to worry about that. But they are different. This in here doesn't have fog lights, that doesn't have fog lights, so it really depends. That might also deter and affect you, because you can see how it looks like on this 24, right? You can see what that looks like versus what that more square hole is, so that could affect some things too. So take that in consideration as well. But also something else you're going to need, you can't just swap the bumpers for them. One of the things you'll notice on this one here is you do have some things here. So every 2025 comes with adaptive cruise control. In fact, check out my video I did on the 10 things that are new for 25, and for about the same price. They only went up a couple $100 base price to base price. But adaptive cruise is one of those that's on everything. In 24, you had to add a Copilot 360. You'll see this 24 doesn't have it. In fact, there's only one down there that has it. It has that square where that adaptive cruise setting is. So you have that, but also your fascia. So the fascia is this right here. So in between the bumper and your grille is what we call the front fascia. So this is body colored up here. That is a different shape and look than it is on a 25. It might look like it's about the same, and like, well, how is that? It looks the same, but it's not. It's different. So there's more of this coming over. You can't swap and use the same front fascia. So if you do try to swap it, there'll be people that are doing it, and you'll probably achieve it. Just keep in mind, it's gonna be pretty costly. Anyway, just throwing that out there for you. You can probably find that, but do remember, if you're gonna try to swap it out, not only gonna need the new bumper code and everything, you're gonna also need to know that front fascia. You're gonna need to replace that as well, and have it painted by a body shop to match with your color. And what we like to do at our body shop is we don't just take your color code and we paint the bumper to that color code, because at the factory those can be off a little bit. We actually match it with the vehicle itself so it matches up right. So anyway, all right, that's it on the Bronco Sport I wanted to cover. But moving on down here, we got a bunch of these Broncos in stock as well. There's a nice black diamond Sasquatch with the black beadlock wheels and the black painted top. But I do want to use these down here. Even have a two-door Big Bend over here. Looks like that's been test driven. We got a couple two-doors as well available, and I believe that's a Big Bend two-door with a 2.7 liter engine in it. Just pretty hard to find. Wild Track as well. Got one of those that just came in recently. But these are the two I want to compare, because we do have one down here that's a black diamond with the black painted hardtop. So it's a painted hardtop versus this Sasquatch black diamond over here that has the molded in black, or molded in gray, sorry, hardtop. So when we talk about that, what is the difference in these two tops? And so when we say it's molded in color, that means this is a gray color. They put that gray into the molding when they make it. Whereas on this top here, they paint it after they make the mold. So they make the hardtop and then it's painted. So that is a gloss finish to it, instead of this being more of a textured, almost a textured feel to it. So that's the difference. So this isn't gonna, like, you probably won't chip it and such, so it might be a little more durable. I'm not really trying to paint the benefits of each, but there are some of those things there. These, they've really beefed them up in 24. They're much quieter, even with the molded in, but the black ones are really good as well. So that's I'm not sure. You guys can let me know in the comments. Are these made by two different companies? I'm not sure, because they do, again, Ford assembles them. They don't actually make the hardtops, I don't believe. Maybe they do. They might have taken the production in-house. But I was going to get inside to show you. And here's something else. We mentioned this last week, that, see, like this in here is you'll see, comes with these storage bags, right? So roof panel storage for the front two panels. That is, this is a 24. It comes with this on here. But in 25, you notice that was a change they made. You will not be getting those storage bags as standard equipment, and I don't see an option for them either. All right, so while we're back here, let's kind of look at the construction on the inside of this. These, of course, these bolts up here, they bolt on. That's how you could take this off. But you can kind of see the material here from the inside. You can kind of see how this textured and how that's made right in there a little bit on these molded in hardtops here. Maybe a little more durable and everything. Either way you go, you're gonna get this glass and everything else with the rear defrost and the wiper and everything regardless. As you can see, you're getting that on this as well. No different between the two, so you're still getting that. And then, oh, this one doesn't have the, hey, I can pick the right key. This one doesn't have the 322A package. So this one, again, still pretty similar in the design of that as well for that top. But you'll see in this one, it's a little bit different look to it. This one even has like a molding on it right here, which kind of, I think, makes it a little bit quieter, because sometimes if there's something, if there's a spot, there's a creek, you go off-roading, you'll find the creeks. You'll get it. But you'll notice that this one has a seal on it. So let's go back and open this back up over here. You won't see that on the molded in hardtop. No. I guess at this point I'm selling the painted hardtop, but you'll notice you don't have that on this one. Now, whether they'll include that in 25 as an upgrade and not let us know, sometimes they will do that, but at this point they don't. So that's something to consider. So, all right, back over to this one. But so there you have that. And then you can see also this does come with the sound deadening. So you don't have that. It's not standard equipment on the molded in hardtop. Is you don't have the sound deadening, is not standard equipment. But you can add it as an option in 25 model year. So that's make sure that you add that if you want it. But this and the painted ones will come with it. You can kind of, that is on there. So you have that nice felt cloth finish to it right here. And it's pretty nice, and we're going to move up front and show you what it looks like up there as well. But otherwise, pretty good construction, I think, on this. And it's kind of a molded in here on the inside. I need to take my glove off so I can feel it. It's kind of that molded in, kind of almost feels the same as that does on the inside. So there's that. And then up here you can see what it looks like there as well. And remember, all these, whether it be the painted hardtop and whether it be body colored or black, they're all painted. So I mean, we're talking the same difference on the body colored painted versus the black. They're going to be just like this. So you'll have the two panels on the front. Molded in black will be this, or gray, molded in black. Molded in gray will be the same as well. Sorry if I keep making mistakes. I'm only human. But anyway, we do have those in there as well. You can see those are attached up there, but you do have that on these too. Now I think your Heritage Editions get like portholes in here, but so that's what that kind of looks like. Now let's go over here to this one and go into the back and take a look at it. You'll see what it looks like. Now this doesn't have the sound deadening in there, so you're going to see what that kind of looks like. And again, you can get the sound deadening added to this, but still have the three, in a sense, the three panels. This one is one full piece, just like on the other one, as well as the two separate pieces there. So they all attach the same, regardless if you go with a black painted, body color painted, or the molded in gray. But anyway, just kind of want to give you a close-up of these tops. And yeah, so you can see that. I mean, like I mentioned earlier in the news portion of the video, right, we talked about right now Ford is needing some, they're needing, what was it, Outer Banks with the molded in gray top, right? And then they also with the 2.3, they're needing some orders for that. I do know a lot of people, especially on the Outer Banks, they are choosing to go with that body colored top because that is new for this year. We saw that on the Raptor last year, but new for this year is the body colored painted hardtop on select trims. I believe the Outer Banks and maybe Badlands, you can correct me if I'm wrong, as well as still, of course, on the Raptor, you can get the body colored. Big Ben cannot. Big Ben can get the black painted hardtop like you're seeing here, as well as the molded in. So those options are available across the line. on about all of them. I don't know, I don't believe the black painted is available on the base trim, but again, I don't have my notes in front of me to know for sure, and again, I'm only human. But anyway, so there's that information. So hopefully you guys did find some value in this. Hopefully, yeah. Here, hold on, let me lock those up, because I think, there we go, didn't lock that one up. But hopefully you guys did enjoy this, and it's actually a decent day out here in Kansas. It's like 20 degrees, but the sun is out, and that is warm because we've been in below 0 degrees for a while. So anyway, we have a nice selection of Broncos. Probably your local dealer does too. Go on down there. Don't forget, as I mentioned earlier in the video, if you order or if you buy a vehicle from McArthur, we pay for your way to get to Bronco Off-Rodeo. Ford pays for that registration, so you can get in. $195 for a guest, up to 3 guests actually. I don't think I mentioned that. And but we want to pay for your way to get there. We'll pay for the $1,000 of travel expenses to get you to Off-Rodeo as well. And yeah, I think that's all I have. Hopefully you guys are having a great Wednesday as well. And yeah, until then, stay positive, be kind to one another, be kind to yourself, and we'll see you in the next Built Wild Wednesday.